Today, I actually want to have a very uncomfortable conversation with you all. And I'm very afraid of if I'm going to say the right thing, if I'm going to say something that might offend people. But I still want to have this conversation because I think it's incredibly important to me and how much I value this club. And so I want to go through this together with you all. And with the raise of hands, are you guys okay if we proceed? Okay, that's great. I was going to proceed anyways. Because we're going to be talking about how to deal with difficult conversations. And just how I started, I asked for permission. I asked for sort of a pretense of, okay, I'm about to do something that I'm very afraid of, but I want to do this anyways. Difficult conversations, they can be tricky because there's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of confusion. There's this sense of we have to have everything narrowed down and we're able to figure this out. But a lot of times there's a lot of gray area. Arguments, discussions, not everything is black and white. And so I'm going to be going through 3 steps on how to navigate through uncomfortable conversations. 1, learn from other people. 2, share your story. Everyone has their point of view. And it's important to express yours. And then 3, finding your middle ground. So let's start with number 1. We have learned from others. A lot of times when we are talking with someone we know, okay, let's say family member, let's say my parents, I'm going to be using my Asian experience because I can pull from a lot of experience from that, where I come from a very conservative background and my parents wanted me to do something very prestigious, like being a doctor, lawyer, et cetera, but I said, no, I want to be creative. That's who I want to be. And so the first thing, number 1, learn from others. I had this certain kind of mindset of what I thought my parents wanted. They just wanted me to be prestigious. They wanted me to have this life full of money, and that's all they cared about. No, they cared about something else just besides that. So going from a certain mindset to a curious one. I asked them, what is your past experience with your life? What is information that I don't know of already that you might want to clue me in on? What is your intention? What are you feeling? What's at stake here? Those are questions to include when you're talking about learning from someone else's experience. And from them, they taught me that their life was about survival. A lot of times they didn't know what their next meal was when they lived back in China. They didn't know if they're going to have a safe trip back home because a lot of times their roads are a little bit dangerous. And so learning from their perspective, they just want me to be safe. They want me to survive. And so now I can understand their story. Now I can shift to mine, step 2. For me, I wanted to care about fulfillment. I wanted to care about purpose. Something completely different than other generations have had to deal with, where I wanted to create work that inspired others or brought a voice to more underprivileged people. That was important to me. For me, I needed to share my feelings, my values, who I wanted to be. And so I'm this kind of person who wanted to do more than just focus on survival. And so 3, focus on the middle ground. Instead of seeing things as a debate, see things as an exploration. And the truth is, my parents are right. Things are about survival. Things are not as black and white as I assumed. I can't just focus on survival. I can't just focus on purpose because both are right. Both me and my parents are correct. So how do we find that middle ground? Finding a job that kind of does the job where, okay, I can have that income where I can survive comfortably, but also doing work that I feel inspired to do. And so now I'm thinking that's the kind of conversation I wish I had with my parents, because before I just ignored whatever they said and did my path. And our relationship was strained because of that. Looking back now, I wish I had that difficult conversation and gotten on the same page a lot sooner. But luckily, very recently, I'm communicating more with my parents. I'm having those difficult conversations and learning these type of steps. 1, learning from them. 2, expressing my feelings, my story. And then 3, finding some sort of way to find a connection and some sort of one true united kind of view.